This is FNX.
What's up, bitches? This is the Procast Podcast. I'm Double A Ron.
I'm Shithead Dave.
I'm Hydros.
What's up, faggots? Today,
I'm doing alright.
yeah.
Oh,
Today,
okay, you're talking to those
I'm
faggots.
talking to all you faggots. All of you faggots out there.
This faggot, actually,
Yeah.
people asked for him. Well,
Yeah.
one person asked for him.
We
Don't
we've
get too
had a
high up
couple
on your
of-
horse. One
We've
person.
had a couple of people ask about Hydros and if we're going to do another Pokemon episode. Well, this is it. We're also going to answer a couple more of
Wait,
your
someone told me not to get
dumbass
too high up on my horse?
No, I told you. Because
Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
I need money.
We're going to start off with some asswipe named Dumra.
Dumb Raw.
China the porn star,
Like-
fan or not?
Fan. it's controversial, but fan.
I haven't seen any of the work. Can't say.
China.
I've
is-
heard though.
She makes a really good She-Hulk.
I'll tell you what, I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of her slurping on Sean Waldman's.
I
dick.
mean, what sex tape are you a fan of, though? I mean,
No.
they all suck,
Right.
really. I mean, but I'm a fan, I guess. All of her porn is like they had the Royal Rumble porn.
That was so
What?
stupid.
I'm not gonna ask. You'll explain that to me later.
She had,
Dumra.
yeah, Dumra.
Is that a Thundercats reference? Is that Mumra in the
Yeah, it
picture?
is Mumra, so
Nice.
it's Dumra.
Nice.
One of our people, Kane, he said I wouldn't say fan, it said more like a small thumb, and it does. It's her
I think
clit
she
is
got-
like this big.
She got that operated on, I think. It's not there anymore.
That's still fucked up. Like,
Yeah, it's
that's
still,
weird.
yeah.
That's weird. But moving on.
I don't
So, I mean, I'm actually a fan. I am
Yeah.
post small thumb. Like, I'm a fan.
Post Waltman, they like
Yeah,
to call
post
it.
Waltman.
Post.
But yeah, she does all right work. I'd rather see her in a wrestling ring, but
Well, you can in the
in
Royal
the
Rumble
Royal
porn.
Rumble.
Who's with her in that? I think there's Cena.
They've got like
Sabu.
Cena, Triple H, Sabu.
Like the actual people?
She has
No,
like
no.
a threesome with Mr. McMahon and Stephanie McMahon at the beginning. It's so fucked up. They even had the guy playing Vince like try to do the whole like mannerism. He's like, "Damn it!"
At the,
Just come already. There's no chance in hell.
at the end.
Moving
you're
on,
fired.
man. Moving on.
Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah, you're fired. Moving on. Poketext. Worst comic book movies.
Worst comic book movies. Well, I have one. What are you guys' first?
Worst comic book movie?
Yeah, the worst comic book
I've ever
movie
seen.
you've ever seen.
I think mine tops everything.
There's a lot to choose from. The third Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like
I mean-
Tobey Maguire.
The
Yeah,
dance,
right,
that
Spider-Man
dance
right,
scene
Spider-Man.
in
Yeah.
Spider-Man
Yeah, fuck
3.
that.
Although,
Did you see it in theaters?
no, I did not see
I
it in
did.
theaters.
I did.
There, every showing, I'm just, like I've heard from a lot of people, the scene where he slaps Mary Jane, the one showing I went to, it was just a collective in the audience. And a lot of people have told me that they went and seen it. The same thing happened.
I went to go see it again just for
Peter
that.
Parker smacked the shit out of Mary Jane. Like,
Damn.
it's just like
Spoiler.
Like, it's like he smacked the shit out of her.
It actually sucks because I mean, there's a lot of Venom fans out there, and that's not the movie for a
I
Venom
beat the
fan.
shit out of Joker.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
You
With
punk
the
ass
eyeliner.
Foreman. You fucking
Like I
asshole.
didn't have a problem with the emo Topher Grace. Just why the eyeliner?
No, you know what the thing about it is, Topher Grace, I don't have a problem with Topher Grace as an
No.
actor. It's Venom. Eddie Brock is supposed to be a big hulking like high school bully.
Oh, Topher Grace.
He's
I was
not-
talking about McGuire.
No, it's Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
Topher
Tobey
Grace is
Maguire.
the guy who
Topher,
played
that
Venom.
70s show, yeah.
I don't dislike him as an actor. I actually like his work, but it's not that he isn't Eddie Brock, and they fucked
Yeah.
that whole thing up. They fucked everything up.
And
with
then they
that movie.
didn't even.
Is that his fault? No, but I mean, like, and you're not gonna say no to a payday,
Right.
But I just,
That they could have.
I know that like,
A Marvel payday, yeah.
But with
Well, actually,
me-
Fox payday.
with me being a Marvel fan, if I got cast in a movie and I knew I wasn't right for the part, me being like, and
Yeah.
you can say this all you want. I don't care how big the paycheck is. If I know I'm gonna fuck that up, I'm not gonna do it.
That's I mean, and that's probably what like.
You're gonna sit there and tell me that right now, if someone came through that door and told you that they could put you in a role that you knew you would fail
Fuck up.
on.
No, a Marvel role.
We want you
a
to
A
be-
Marvel
we want you
role,
to be
specific.
Peter
yeah, a
Parker.
Marvel role you know they would fuck you up on, and they told you it would be a $500,000 check. You'd say no?
Yeah.
$500,000. I mean,
Shit.
that's low for
I would.
a Marvel movie. But well, okay.
It was a figure, okay.
All right, the movie that trumps
$500,000 would $500,000 would take all my debt too.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, and then some, mind you. But I'm just saying that, yeah, because like I'm a fan of comic books. I want to know, like, if I watch this on a screen, I want to be proud of it. And
Yeah,
if, like,
I'm also a fan of a debt-free life, though.
but if I show up and if they're like, hey, we want you to play, I don't know, just like Archangel, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Worst movie, comic book movie ever is. Have you guys seen the Roger Corman Fantastic Four?
The one from like,
1991,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, that was
It is
awful.
a piece of shit.
Actually, they tried to like bury that. They
Yeah,
tried
they
to bury
did.
that.
They did, and it actually resurfaced. You can see the bootleg version, like it's filmed on a screen on YouTube. It blew ass. like,
It was pretty
like
bad.
it had things like they didn't have effects, so they had like when Mr. Fantastic would stretch, he would do this towards the camera, and then the next camera would be the side of his arm. You could tell the dude's just walking to the
Yeah.
left, like he's just walking with his arm, and grabs it on the other side. It's the biggest piece of shit.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad. The worst one that I've ever
They
seen.
tossed a bunch of like little arts and crafts store little orange jewel studs on the guy
Yeah.
the thing.
Right.
Dude, it's terrible. Like
Nothing is as bad though. Nothing is as bad, and I like the movies just for the hilarity of it. But like, you ever seen like the original Clash of the Titans with the popsicle stick mountains and
yeah.
nothing beats that, man.
There's a lot of
That's
bad ones.
ingenuity at its fucking worst right there.
I think you can say anything before, not anything, but like the majority of anything before Iron Man 1 was just bad.
Well, see, I've got things that I like the original Swamp Thing movie. I actually was a fan.
Mhm.
I like the Swamp Thing movie. And you got to look at it from the time perspective too. Like the 1960s when they had like Captain America and all that.
Yeah.
In the 1960s
Oh,
when
that
they had
terrible
those,
TV show.
there was a movie.
Oh, I'm
They
talking
were-
about the where he wore like a big bicycle helmet with an.
Oh yeah, that was awful. That was awful.
for TV movie.
But even then, those were 60s. Like it was cool. It was good for the times.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at it for the time, like you can't judge a movie based on like what looks like shit now.
Yeah, that's like
Because at the
saying
time-
that's like saying the original Mario Bros. Is a piece of shit because look at Mario 64 today.
Right.
The Mario
Right.
Brothers movie was a piece of shit though.
We don't talk about that.
you almost smacked me down.
Yes, I really did. I was like, no.
But a couple of our people,
Face.
Dunraw and World of Samcraft, they say X-Men Wolverine and Sam Raimi Hulk. But the worst comic book movie ever for me is Batman and Robin. Hands down,
Yeah.
worst thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Yeah.
Because even though I like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like
Wait though, wasn't it?
Mr. Freeze is supposed to be this cool, calculated, like serial killer-esque
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
dude. Cool party!
All these one-liners.
Was that the one where? Was that the first one where Batman's costume finally allowed him to turn his head, or was he still doing this?
No, those are the Nolan ones.
No, those are the Christmas ones.
This is the one where they made strictly just for toy sales, and it was
was like,
was it
well,
Joel Schumacher?
Bane was an idiot. Like,
I know there were a lot of the Batman movies where his costume,
Yeah.
the way they made it, he had to turn his entire
No,
body.
this is the notorious like rubber nipples.
yeah, this
Batman.
is bat
That's
nipples.
right. The rubber
And
lips.
then
We're talking about bat nipples, bat credit cards,
Bat
like
credit card.
Batman credit card. We're talking
this is
fucking,
like they turned Bane, one of the smartest villains Batman's ever
Bomb.
had, to just this big
Bomb.
like steroided freak that just go bang.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's got it. Well, that's ranked
That's the
number
worst.
one.
That's
ranked
the
number one.
worst. That's the worst.
But people forget about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I
even
mean-
the new Fantastic Four with the Galactus cloud. That
Yeah.
What was
But-
Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
So we've got another one from Bomb King. This one says Roseanne parody would be epic only if when she orgasmed she did the Roseanne laugh. Question:
Yeah.
What do you guys like to do outside of YouTube? By the way, Park Rangers for the win.
That's what
Yeah.
the only thing anybody cares about from us, Park
Yeah.
Rangers.
What do we do outside of YouTube? I mean, a lot of shit, man. Like we're gamers. Like all three of us are gamers.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of shit. Like,
I play
Well, we all work.
Yeah,
We all
but-
work. We all.
like when I'm not editing, because let's face it, like 90% of the time I'm editing,
Mhm.
like always, like it involves a lot of marijuana and a lot of bad cartoons.
I like to play beer pong. I'm in a bowling league.
Yeah.
We do a lot of shit
I mean, there's a
outside
reason
of
why
YouTube,
I'm like,
I play
guys,
League of
let me-
Legends a lot.
Yeah, he plays.
I still
Legends.
suck, but I play.
And there's a
I
reason
actually
why
got
I'm like,
silver.
hey guys, let me know when you're coming over,
People
because
know
it's
that.
usually just me on the couch, just watching the new Adventures of He-Man, which I told you about. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And yet.
There's a guy who asked us, Uber Space 12, talk about the new Star Wars teaser.
Awesome.
Haven't seen it, can't talk
What
about
the hell do you want? I mean, I'm actually gonna keep that for another podcast because we've
Much
got
to
a
talk
lot to
about,
say
yeah.
about that. So stay tuned for that, Uber Space 12. Stay tuned for that. We're gonna get into that.
I'll say go watch the parody of the trailer. Have you seen the J.J. Abrams
Yeah.
edited version with all the lens flares and shit?
Yeah.
it. What else we got?
I mean, like the Star Wars thing. That was like, who the hell was that?
Just close your phone.
Yeah, we're going to YouTube now. We gotta-
Yeah, those were for our viewers on FNX. This is gonna be our
Alright.
YouTube people.
FNX viewers. Fuck you.
Yeah, thank
Go
you
to
for
YouTube.
commenting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
keep them coming. We'll keep answering that
Like,
shit.
who the hell was that with like the three-bladed saber and shit? Like, because like we've always said, like
Who?
in the Star Wars teaser.
In the trailer, he's got a sword, but it kind of looks like a broadsword.
It
'Cause
looks-
it's got two.
Lightsaber, you mean?
It looks like a cross joint.
No, that's
from
what I'm saying. He's
Pineapple
got a
Express.
lightsaber, but it looks like so it's got the long blade like normal, but then it's got two shorter things.
Oh.
It kind of looks like a broadsword. You know, that's what it looks like.
Kind
Joint.
of like a sigh.
Yeah, and well, I was just like,
All right.
Emperor's dead, Vader's dead. Who the hell is that? Like, we'll have to see.
There's no way that the Emperor didn't have a couple of other apprentices,
Yeah.
or Vader didn't have an apprentice. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the guy from the Force Unleashed things.
Maybe.
And maybe he decided at the end of those games to become a dick. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
Maybe it's one of those guards in the red got promoted.
maybe.
Maybe it's the only TIE fighter pilot that survived. Decided to become a Sith Lord.
Nope. It's the pilot of the TIE Fighter and the Family Guy Star Wars pimped out TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the ghost of Porkins.
Maybe it is a good word.
It's like I'm switching
Pimp
sides.
Vader.
Alright. This one is from YouTube. This is Sonic Beast.
Sonic Beast.
How did you guys meet and what's the story behind the podcast? Alright. So me and Jesse met a long fucking time ago. Hydros. We met a long time ago. We met through church. And we've been friends since. That's how we met. That's how we met.
I know. Just, yeah.
The long story, I'm not gonna get into.
They're
but
still
that's how
altar
we met.
boys, by the way, too.
What?
You guys are still altar boys.
Yeah, we're still altar boys
You
to
guys
this
are-
day.
Yeah. See you Sunday.
Yeah, no, we're not like that anymore. We met.
Well, I'll tell
Anymore.
you the story of how we met.
Alright,
Okay,
you go ahead.
it was one summer. Okay, I was at the beach, and Aaron was actually lifeguarding that year, and I fake drowned. This is true, by the way, Jesse.
All true.
I wanted to meet him because I was like, who is that guy up there on the stand? And I fake drowned. He came over, tried to save me. I snuck one in, and he said, that was unoriginal. That's from The Sandlot. I never want anything to do with you again. And I tried all summer long, like, please give me another chance. I want to hang out with you. And we just decided to, kick it off and make a podcast.
Yeah,
Why not?
that's totally the truth. Yeah.
No, really, we met at wrestling.
Yeah, we were at a wrestling event.
I was
He was the cameraman / whatever the hell else he did.
as a backstage
was-
coordinator.
I came up. I asked if I could commentate. That was kind of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I got into. I did some commentary for the company at the time. He was the
That's
You
the
know,
one
he
who's
was the cameraman.
Georgetown?
Yeah. He was the one. He was the cameraman, and it just kind of grew from there. We started talking. He said he had a podcast. I said that's awesome. What was it about? It was about wrestling at the time. I asked if I could, if he ever needed somebody to come on and talk. I was a big fan of wrestling, and that's kind of how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, and we started the Martin and Shithead show soon after that because he actually was, like, the people that did the podcast with me before didn't act like Aaron did when he came in, because as soon as he left, he texted me and said, "What are we going to do next?" And I was like, "Oh man, he actually wants to do something next." Like, he actually messages me. I think I should do a podcast with him, and that's how it really started.
Yeah, and it's evolved from there. We went from having Frustrated with Wrestling and the Martin and Shithead show to having Frustrated with Wrestling, the Martin and Shithead show, the fans' perspective, Rocket's Hideout, and then I think we had one more.
Nerdplegion?
No, their PlayStation was in development.
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe we didn't have another one. But it went to that, and then we started doing more. We started doing Nerdploitation, and then we got into Park Rangers, and now we've actually consolidated all the podcasts. It's just a Broadcast podcast now.
Yeah.
Where we just talk about whatever. Now that's the story behind the podcast. Now we're just trying to grow. We're trying to get to a point where Park Rangers is a mainstay. Like, we want to get people to know what Park Rangers is. We want people to weigh in on Nerdploitation. We want people to listen to the podcast. We're in talks with a couple of local places to get an actual, like, Broadcast podcast event, like a yearly event.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we're in talks with
First time
yeah.
Jesse's heard of this.
We're in talks with Vintage Villains.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of
You gotta
stuff
get
going
your
on.
Fortress shut down for games.
Yeah, Fortress is down.
That's Vintage's thing
competition.
now. Like that. Yeah, they're all them now.
Yeah, Floyd can go find himself.
So yeah, so that's
Yeah, so it
we've got-
evolved.
Yeah, so it's been evolving. It keeps evolving. We're still always doing new things, which actually brings me to our next question. Jonah Hill stole my name. Is this guy's name? It says, awesome channel. Have you guys thought about doing video game playthroughs? Funny you should say that.
Yes,
We've actually
Jonah Hill.
got a yes, Jonah Hill, that fucking asshole from Moneyball stole your name. By the way, have you ever seen This Is the End?
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
love
believe
that. I
that's
love that.
Jonah Hill. I believe he's an asshole. Like,
Well, that's what I
have a
mean.
feeling-
In that movie, they play exactly who we think they are.
do you know who? You remember in the movie when Jonah Hill takes Jay Baruchel aside and he's just like, I know that this is probably my fault because I put you up on a pedestal, but you should never lie to your friends.
It's me.
I'd have punched him too.
Well,
I'd have
it's
fucking
like-
punched him too.
It's me, Jonah Hill, everyone's sweetheart.
Yeah, America's sweetheart.
But like,
I was in Moneyball, whatever.
because everybody thinks Seth Rogen and James Franco love each other anyways. That's what they play in the movie. I mean, it's just perfect.
It's
what
funny.
everyone thinks they
So
should be.
You say we're doing a.
Which, by the
you guys
way,
doing a-
Craig Ferguson was the funniest part of that movie. Hands
Or
down.
You say you're
Craig
doing a
Robinson?
playthrough?
Okay, Craig Robinson, yeah.
Hell yeah.
What?
What game are you playing through then?
Oh, I'm gonna get to that.
yeah.
We've actually got a new series coming up called 40 Games, 40 Headaches.
40 games and 40 headaches. Where
It's
we,
where we're gonna take the worst games
Oh.
possible. Like, I'm gonna play Vampire Rain. I'm gonna play Superman for the 360.
and we play the first 40 minutes of it and see if we can
Basically,
last
just
that
see
long.
if we can get through it without just hating our lives and rage quitting.
Naughty Bear.
Superman for the 64.
Maybe.
Yeah, we
Maybe.
might.
But it's gonna be. We're gonna play just the worst. Also, I am gonna start. I'm gonna play through the Elder Scrolls. I'm gonna start with Morrowind
Do we have
and then
to
go to
Yeah, Thor.
I'm gonna
have
start-
Can he set up for the DS, the 3DS?
I'm sure he can.
I'm actually figuring that out now.
Yeah,
Because I could do that. I could restart my Omega Ruby at some point.
Yeah, that's
that'd be
what.
awesome.
We have thought about it. It's something that we are going to do. It's just a matter of timing, when, where, etc. Pair of goat's nuts. That's who's next.
What?
Would you rather get a bare-handed hand job from Rogue or make out with Poison Ivy?
Yeah, we read this earlier and we were.
And I'm going with the bare-handed hand
Well, I
job.
usually don't answer a pair of goat nuts because I don't talk to pairs of goat nuts.
Well, I am
But
today, and
this
I'm
is
telling
option.
you,
Yeah.
I'm telling you that I'm taking the bare-handed hand job.
Well, it's like Yeah, because poison ivy. You
Well,
die
because
instantly, right?
well, okay, if you once your lips meet, you're dead with poison ivy. She's gonna kiss you and you're gonna die.
She got the rubber lips.
You're gonna go to hell.
Speaking of shitty movies,
Yeah.
you got the rubber lips. You can kiss poison ivy, but I mean,
But all right, so if I'm gonna die, which I don't think I'm gonna die if I get a barehanded hand job from Rogue. Hopefully, she's gonna like know I passed out and she's gonna stop
yeah.
before I die.
Yeah.
However, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die with a hot redhead's hand on my dick.
That's right.
Than a hot redhead killing me with a kiss. Like, if I'm gonna die,
Like
my
fucking-
dick is gonna be out, damn it.
I don't think I can last long enough for Rogue to really drain anything. Actually,
Drain it. You won't drain anything but my nuts.
yeah, like just touch the tip, Rogue. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Rogue easily Rogue.
Yeah.
I actually have one for you guys.
I'm not dying today. That's just what I'm saying.
And we talked about this a long time ago, but it'd be interesting to hear Jesse's thing too. Okay, if you were a woman, would you rather? Or I mean, if you were if you're a man too, all right. If you are a man into that sort of thing, would you rather be getting fisted by Logan, risking his adamantium claws coming out mid-fisting, or would you bang Bruce Banner, risking his heart rate going up for him to turn into the Incredible Hulk?
Easily Wolverine.
So it's like,
Ah.
would you rather get your asshole shredded or it stretched ungodly?
I think I'm going.
I don't know. Oh wait though, because Bruce, you can tell when he's getting ready to go off. I mean, you can get out before he went off. That's all I'm saying.
You can get out before he goes off.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh.
That's why I said if I was a woman, and you're like, Bruce could let me know when he's gonna get off. That would be nice.
No, for me,
He's got the whole.
Yeah, I mean, but in
for
the
me
heat of
it's
the moment-
Logan because Logan's
Then he has
claws
to be
don't
organized
just
face.
pop out unless he's sleeping. Like if he's asleep and I'm getting fisted, something's wrong in the first place.
What if he gets
Second of all-
just too into it? And he's like, "Rah!" and just.
Well, then
through
I'm
the
dead.
ass.
I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
But I would
Okay.
rather die instantly like that than be
Sounds like a
fucking
colonoscopy.
than be fucking some skinny white dude at one moment and then getting thrown out of the roof of a house the second.
It's a good question. It's a,
Fuck that.
Or just being put to the roof by the bit.
yeah. What else is there to talk
We
about?
got 15 minutes.
Oh, you guys can talk about Pokemon.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna go into Pokemon now.
Answer Poketex thing with
We were asked a couple of weeks ago
So we're gonna do.
if we were ever gonna have Hydros back on because you wanted Pokemon. Well, here it is, bitches. We're gonna talk about Pokemon. We're gonna talk about just whatever the fuck we want to. Obviously, the obvious shit. Omega Red, Alpha Sapphire came out. We're both playing it. He's playing Ruby. I'm playing Sapphire,
Well, can we ask him what we were talking about last time?
which is.
Professor Oak, Ash's dad or not?
Oh yeah, Professor. We were talking about this our last podcast.
Ashes or reds?
Ashes from the show.
We were talking about just the anime. We
Yeah.
were like, because we were talking. The original question was what animated moms would we bang? And I was like, I'd bang Ash's mom.
Delia?
Yeah, I'd fuck the shit out of her.
Yeah, but then it got to the
I was like,
question
well,
of,
first of all, somebody's fucking her. It's either Professor Oak or it's Mr. Mime. I don't know which one it is, but somebody's banging her.
And then it got to the question: Is he Ash's dad? Do you think that? Because they got the same eyes. They get all awkward.
Yeah,
when
they
they're
have the
around
same
each
eyes
other.
and all that shit.
Only problem is, Mr. Mimes can be female, so I mean.
You can
Mr.
figure a
Mimes
bitch.
can be female.
Psychic powers? Yes,
Really?
Mr. Mimes can be female.
Learn something new.
Yeah, but
today.
is Mimey
Not
a
shit.
female? I don't know. I mean, he wears an apron a lot, but that's because she makes him clean. Like,
That's true. I mean,
he's always sweeping the front fucking porch every time.
yes.
That's all he does.
He's outside
He's
sweeping
getting
the
getting
porch.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I strongly feel that it's his dad.
Professor Oak could be his dad.
Mm.
Although I don't know, like, do you think that she's that much of a bitch to lie to Ash? Like, your dad was a good Pokemon trainer and he's gone now. Like,
Well, I mean, if it isn't his dad,
and by
then,
gone, I
she's-
mean right down the road.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
she's lying either way. Like, if Oak is his dad, then she doesn't really let him know much about his real father, anyways. Then
Right.
it's just like, oh, he went off somewhere.
yeah, you
You know.
know.
I think he's just a he's a sperm bank baby. I don't think anybody knows the dad.
Maybe. I mean, which would be weird though, because in Pokemon Forever, he meets Sam Oak when he's tiny.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the
Right.
thing that actually makes me wonder, because that was a really awkward moment of that movie, where it's like, I'll meet you again someday. That's what he said, and
Yeah, but I don't think like 10-year-old Sam Oak knew he was gonna bang Delia Ketchum.
Right? You might have wished at the time.
There's this bitch named Delia back in my hometown. I'm gonna bang the fuck out of her when I
I'm
get
gonna
home.
to fuck that dude's mom.
Ah, shit.
I think like during that meeting,
Oh, I
Ash
do
was
it.
like looking at a picture of his mom, and Sam was like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
where's she from?" Like, "Oh, I'm from Pallet Town." He just makes a mental note. Pallet Town. Delia Ketchum. Gonna fuck this bitch. It would also explain why Gary hates Ash so much, though.
Yep.
Yeah?
What? You think Gary knows?
It's supposed to be my grandpa. You asshole. Is your father? You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, anyways, like, what's new going on in Pokemon?
There's so much.
Oh, shit.
The amount of Mega Evolutions that were added is
Astronomical.
nice. It's
Um,
nice.
A lot of legendary capturing opportunities.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of it, soaring. After a certain point of the game, you get an item called the Eon Flute. And once you get the Eon Flute, you can use it, and depending on your version, in Ruby it's Latios and Sapphire it's Latios, you can ride them. You'll get a
Like
cutscene.
instead of using
Yeah,
fly, you
you'll get a
literally can
cutscene
fly
where you
around
can-
the whole map.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you've got a cutscene where you mega evolve it, and then you're just riding around. And it
You
is
can go anywhere, any route, any
place you've been.
yeah, any place you've been. But it's just like fly. Only with fly you can only go to cities.
Yeah.
With this you can go to routes. You can go wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
So is this kind of like Pokemon saying, can we please get a console game here? I mean, look at what we can do on this. Like, you've been asking for years, and it's just like, fucking
I don't think-
make it already.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just because that's their decision. They could have made a console game a long time ago.
That's as close as you're
Yeah.
gonna get, though, I think, to a console game. Like, that's like very open world to me. Like,
But it's not a console game for me. Is one where it's like all of the regions are open.
Yeah.
And just let me do whatever the fuck I
yeah.
want to do. Like,
Yeah.
Just let me do what I want.
Yeah.
Alright.
If you start me out in Kanto and I feel like going to Unova to start my journey, that's what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
Eat my balls. I'm 10. I can do what I want now.
But this is like a definite, like, everyone already knew it for years, but this is an example of, like, this is console worthy. Like,
Right.
No, it is. It's been console worthy for a while. The thing that I think that they're running into though is the fact that all of their storyline based games are on the handheld.
Right.
So I think that they're afraid of doing an original storyline on a console, but using the formula of the handheld. I think they're afraid of failing. I really
the
do.
formula of the handheld, so, like, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, I would love to play Final Fantasy, but with Pokemon. That's what
Yeah,
it would
If
be.
they were afraid
That's
of
what X
fa-
is.
If they were afraid of failing, they wouldn't have made Pokemon Troze, okay?
Yeah, they would, because it's a cash cow. Like,
Yeah.
some of their games, even they're like, yeah, this is shit. It's got the Pokemon name on it and it sells. That's the only
Right.
reason we have it.
Mhm.
Like,
By the way, we need Pokemon Snap 2.
right?
They're working on it, right?
Fuckers.
No.
Are they working on it?
I thought they were.
But, yeah, I mean, that was my favorite part of it. You haven't played it all the way through.
Yeah, I
yet,
haven't.
so-
I'm not all the way through the game yet. I will say though that
Mega Rayquaza looks like a
he does
Zord.
look like a Power Ranger Zord. That's kind of weird. I'm interested to see what the competitive scene's gonna look like.
Yeah.
What teams are gonna be used.
Mega Swampert.
He's gonna be OP.
He's,
Yeah, Mega Swampert's gonna be OP. Shit. Well, the fact that you can catch every single legendary between X,
yeah.
Y, and Omega Ruby,
Now-
Alpha Sapphire.
I'm not entirely sure that's true because I have not heard excuse me, heard anything about Arceus, Mew.
Right. That's what the rumor is. The rumor is that with DLC / whatever,
Well,
we're going to eventually get all of the legendaries, which is unprecedented. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be the shit.
Yeah.
Cast form actually has a fucking use.
Yeah.
That more podcasts on the way. Like as long as you guys give us questions, we'll keep
Well, and
doing
we'll have
podcasts,
our other podcast too. It's not going to be all viewer mailbag. We'll have other things we're going to talk about. Like I said, Star Wars. That's something that we are going to touch on definitely. There's we're also going to talk about a couple other things. One of the other issues that's coming up that I would like to talk about. Not coming up, but I would like to talk about the whole Ferguson thing. I would like to do a podcast.
Oh God! You know the comments we're gonna get on that? The angry black people and the white people that are like.
Well, how do you know
"Fuck
it's going to be angry? How do you know that we're not going to... You don't know... I just want to talk about it. I want to get it out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know I'm incited like comments galore just from saying that too.
What do you mean angry black people?
Yeah. What do you mean, you people?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. It's raining motherfuckers.
Yeah, there's a lot we could do. I mean,
There it is.
video game reviews are going to be a thing. I mean,
Yeah, video
we're-
game reviews.
We're really going to step it up on playing the video games and getting those reviews out. You know, I need to get a PS4, but
But
anyways, yeah.
big things are coming, so stay tuned.
Chris is getting a Wii U.
Bitches. I'm Double A Ron.
I'm Shithead Dave.
I'm Idros.
Fuck off.